We have $20 from H. Cody. Thanks for so much entertainment for a good cause, the best cause. And up next we have Vendetta by the MURPHAGATOR. Important reminder that the event is powered by Twitch all week long for your entertainment. Also featured on the couch is Team Poor Life Choices. $50 from Frisk. Seeing hundreds of thousands of people raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity, it fills me with determination. So it looks like we're closing the character choice for Vendetta at Hulk Hogan at #1. The next available incentive is the character choice for Dungeons and Dragons.
Hello? Test? Hey.
Test. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
All right. No escape now.
Yep.
No escape.
Oh, I also want to note, for people who are interested, if you're donating for the Super Metroid 2 players, 1 controller, you'll still be able to save or kill, decide who saves or kills the animals by whoever is currently winning at the time that closes. So if you're interested in the Super Metroid and also still want to save or kill the animals, you might get a different result.
Did Hawk just throw 2 people at once?
Don't worry about that.
I don't think I have game audio on this headset right now.
Yeah, I hear it back there, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually on our headset. If it is, it's very low. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So everything good? Okay. So before I get started, I just want to say I am playing this on an arcade board. This is an arcade game. It's not like emulated or something. There's a nice device called a Super Gun that lets me play it without using a big arcade cabinet. So pretty convenient. Anyway, in order to start this, I have to insert a coin, and I can't do that from here because of this setup. So OmniGamer is going to assist me. So the 4 characters here are pretty strongly based on some relatively famous people you might have heard of. Fortunately, we're going to be playing as Hawk, who may or may not resemble one Mr. Hogan. So whenever you guys are ready to start.
You can do it.
3, 2, 1, go! All right. So this first screen has a lot going on because there's some barrels and a whole lot of guys. So we're just going to throw some barrels around and everybody's going to fall over. This game has a relatively simple damage system. You can only do amounts of damage in increments of 2, 4, 6, or 40. That headbutt I used on that last guy being one of the incidences of 40. As a rule of thumb, anything just that's like a general hit will do 2. Anything that knocks an enemy down will do 4. And just the things that do 6 are very miscellaneous. So one technique here that you can use is the edge of the screen is a black hole for enemies. So you just hit them off and then run away and they're gone. There's another trick here we're going to do. This boss is supposed to not fall over at the start and do a little speech, but by throwing the wheel so it hits him, he just falls over when you enter the room. So, yeah, the boss strategies in this game are pretty simple just because Konami games tend to have really restrictive ways that you can attack bosses, and this guy will counterattack pretty heavily. So we just kind of knock him over and then do some elbow drops and then punch him.
Good fight.
The power lariat is so good. Hit enemies in the center of the screen and they just fly out the left side.
Yeah. There's some in-between stage tech stuff, but you can just do it. So now they make the mistake of giving us a shotgun, which I'm sure you can guess which increment of damage that's going to do. It also pierces enemies, so you can just kind of line up as many guys as you can get. Okay, we're just going to hit none there. The bottle is interesting because the flames that it sets do 4, but actually hitting somebody in the cranium with the bottle does 40. So making good use of all the items is one of the main things to going fast in this game. There's also this bucket here. What we're gonna, well, maybe not. The bucket's unusual in that it doesn't actually do damage. It just kind of bonks enemies.
Yep.
Brick, another weapon that does 40.
Brick to dome. Strong plays.
I love that headbutt does 40.
Yep.
Yep. And you may note, you can throw the bosses, or some of the bosses, and you may ask why I don't do the headbutt on those guys or carry a weapon or something like that. Bosses actually specifically have protection from any attack that would do 40 damage, and instead it only does 4. So some of the other characters have 6 damage attacks that you can use to kind of get around that.
That was a good fight.
Yeah, really good fight.
But that, for some reason, there's a mini boss in this stage. That's not something they keep doing.
Get him. Aw.
Good effort.
So the worst thing enemies can try and do to you in this game is ambush you, because you just kind of clobber them and then go away.
Yeah, that's kind of the gimmick of this beat 'em up. Its arcade way of getting your quarters was a lot of ambushes that you just, if you weren't prepared for, will cause lots of problems.
Well, and the other thing is that you just don't really have any health. I should mention that I'm playing this on, in general, default dip switch settings, but I actually do have the difficulty cranked to the highest level just because the enemies don't gain more health, they just kind of become more aggressive and do more damage. So Missing Link is a really dangerous fight.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he's been pretty nice to me. He has a lot of scripted times when he'll like break out of hits or just not do what I want him to. And you kind of have to respect his space because he can do that jump at any time. And if that hits you, it's bad times.
Wow.
Yep, that's Missing Link being himself.
Yep.
So the chain is, I'm not going to be able to do the, there's an interesting strat on him where you can get him to do an attack where he stops responding to hits. So you just kind of hit him a whole bunch of times with the chain in a row, but unfortunately he's not going to let me do that.
Missing Link is also incredibly allergic to
Okay.
buckets.
Wow.
Wow.
So yeah, that fight in particular is really tricky for Hawk. That was kind of a stupid way to die there, but so be it. I don't get any extends or anything, so if I die again, then I am no longer on a 1 credit clear, which is arcade games. Since you have to put money in to play them, most people that have been in the arcade community for a long time really play more in mind of clearing the game on a single credit rather than strictly time. I'm kind of playing for a mix. I do want to beat it in 1 credit, but... Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, regular enemies in this game are fairly dangerous.
This is why the deep spawn trick that Murph showed earlier is so important, because leaving regular goons on the screen is really, really dangerous in this game.
These lampposts are another thing that do 40 damage, so... Just gonna pick up this flaming barrel.
Yep, no problem.
That scream is so real.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that guy and just walk away.
So another thing about Vendetta is health power-ups sometimes don't give you very much back in a game where you can lose health very
Yeah,
quickly.
like this
Wow,
milk over
good
here.
song.
Okay, yeah, this guy is bad times. This milk over here gives me 1 point of health.
Yep.
And yeah, you lose a lot more than that in this
Yeah.
game.
Wow.
Huh.
I've never seen him just crumble the bucket.
She knew. She's just not going to let us have fun today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vendetta is not a fan of the bucket. Right?
3 hits left and you're about to die.
In this game, that's
They're
more
not
than
wrong.
accurate. Yeah, no, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some pretty safe strats here because all these guys, every enemy in this game is just incredibly dangerous.
Yeah.
So one of the safest ways to deal with enemies is just kind of throw them into each other and walk around. These guys are really dangerous for a really stupid reason. They actually have no health. They literally have 0 HP when they spawn. But because of that, this game has like strong attacks that you do when you finish off enemies, and they tend to be slower than the regular attacks. So they'll just walk up to you and you'll do your finisher, and they'll just punch you before you finish the attack.
So instead, you just kick him in the ankle and then they die.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very snowball-y beat-em-up. You're either in really strong control or one tiny thing goes wrong and it can all fall apart from there.
Headbutt is so good.
Yeah.
All right, so this fight is pretty tricky. This smaller guy jumps around. If I can pin him in the corner like this for the entire fight, I'll be... There we go.
Nice.
So that's like the most difficult fight to get right a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That younger, the smaller of these two guys kind
Wow.
of jumps
Wow.
around.
Get some.
Crushed.
Yeah, that fight. If you don't do that, if you don't eliminate the small rude brother immediately, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
It's really hard to recover from that fight.
That's a perfect example of how Vendetta works. Like, Murph made that fight look very, very easy, and if he had made one tiny mistake, it would have turned very bad.
So, yeah. This stage, they make the mistake of giving us a shotgun again, so...
Kill the animals, successful.
Just gonna kind of blast our way through the stage, and, yeah, here we are at the boss.
Yup.
This guy.
Kurt is pretty obnoxious, and he can cost us as much time as
Right
he
at the
wants by
start.
doing this attack.
Yup.
Yep.
There is no way to hit Kurt during that attack unless you have something... Oh, he stood up really fast there.
Yeah.
But fortunately, we can just kind of throw him over and over and I guess headbutt him. I didn't really mean to. One thing about Hawk in particular that's really dangerous is his attack that he uses on grounded enemies, the elbow drop, which, you know, is Hulk Hogan's most famous of moves. Has a lot of recovery compared to the other characters. Sometimes your throw doesn't work.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yep.
Don't really know why.
Throws are extremely important for just spacing, grouping, and keeping enemies occupied in this game, and that's what makes one of the other characters actually the hardest character to play in the game. Is his throw just consistently wants to not work right.
Yep. So we'll just. All right.
Sweet
I guess
elbow
that'll miss.
whip. That boat had it coming.
This game is mad at me right now. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
Yep.
It knows.
And what? Yeah, when he gets to his end of his health bar, he does a pre-scripted spin, but
Spin to win.
spin to win.
So getting that starting kick on that dog is super important.
Yeah, that dog is a menace to society.
Yeah. Hawk's in a pretty good spot for this stage, though, because he spawns right next to him.
Don't worry about all that stuff. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, there's just the crime sign falling from the sky.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
guy drinking in the background.
Bad neighborhood.
Yeah. Nailed it.
That guy really
Yep.
is going for a morning jog.
Yep. What, you don't go for your morning jog with a light pole just every day? Yeah, it was nice ambush, buddy.
Yeah, some enemies try and ambush me in this stage, and it's a really bad idea for them. Mandatory elevator sequence again, but
You'd think after the third one, the other guys would be like, you know what, I'm just staying on the stairs.
you
can
just
go.
head up there. It's fine.
Yep.
The graffiti in this game is just incredible too.
Yeah.
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 And for those that don't know, this is actually the second game in the Konami Crime Fighters trilogy of beat 'em ups.
Yeah, we don't talk about Crime Fighters 1.
We should.
So yeah, a lot of this is just conserving my shotgun ammo by hitting a lot of enemies at once. Some of these screens are like super dangerous if you approach them in the wrong way. Like, okay, these guys will not group up.
They know.
All right, I can't do the next strat.
Wow, the OTG shotgun.
Yeah, it's cold, man.
Yeah, so
These guys are scared of cats.
Yeah, they're definitely afraid of cats. Strange that they were hanging
Oh,
out in
God.
a room full of cats. That guy had the plays.
Yeah, these guys can do some really strange maneuvers. All right, we're just gonna do this now, I guess, since they
Goodbye.
Yeah.
just.
Hand of
Just-
doom.
Yup.
All right, so this is the final boss. On the beginning, he's scripted to block everything, but even though it's not showing it, he's still taking damage from it. At certain health triggers, he's going to spawn another enemy, and I'm going to try and get rid of that enemy as quickly as possible so that I can just fight Faust alone.
Yeah, it's super important that you get rid of them as soon as possible because they do really bad things.
Yeah.
And it's important to be respectful of Faust's standing because when he stands up, if you're too close to him, he'll just grab you, and there's not really any way to escape that.
Yeah, in general, if you fight bosses by themselves in Vendetta, they're pretty easy to manipulate, but as soon as there's one other mook on the screen, it can get really dicey.
So when he summons these guys, they appear on the opposite side of the screen you're on, right?
No, same.
Same
They
side.
approach as closely as possible.
Okay.
They approach on the exact same. Yeah, so he goes for the machine gun when he's desperate, but if you know where he's going, it's
Nice.
easy, and otherwise you are going to die.
That was a good fight.
Yeah.
All right, so we rescued Cute Kate. We did it. Everybody, everything's great. Everything's gonna be fine.
Yup.
So anyway, everyone's mysteriously revived and waiting to ambush us. This is a really cruel section, and I don't have a lot that I'm going to say during it.
So yeah, you remember all those bosses we fought throughout the course of the game? They would like to have a word with us again.
Yeah.
And this time, 2 at a time.
Yeah, the most important thing about this is that you're fighting on a bridge now instead of a big room. So
Yeah.
MURPHAGATOR only has like 2/3 the navigation space you'd normally have. Whoa.
Man, he has earned his paycheck today.
Yeah, Missing Link is playing well.
Nice,
There we
okay.
go.
With him gone, Buzzsaw Bravado is not a real big deal.
No. Murph was very close to getting the ideal setup, which is that they just never break out of that corner, but Missing Link does things, and
Yeah.
it doesn't take much for him to start the train.
All right.
All right, so that's the easy part. So there's a throw here that if I miss, this gets really bad really fast.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
well done.
Yeah, so you guys don't get to see what little Rude Brother actually gets to do.
Yeah, and that's very good for Murph, because if you
Yeah.
did, we'd be in bad news town.
Yeah.
So one thing that happened there is the bigger Rude Brother is really odd in that he has this hitbox when he's standing up that you can hit him with OTG attacks. So with some of the other characters, you can do some really interesting things in this phase of the fight, but Hawk just kind of has to play it real simple.
Nice. You gonna take the food in?
Yeah. So there's two things of food here. We're gonna play a little safe.
Yeah.
For reasons that might be clear from everything else that's happened so far.
Yeah.
So yeah, now you have Kurt, who again can just waste time by spinning, but you also have to respect Faust's space, and Faust then can summon another Mook to come on screen, so
Yeah.
this fight has to be done very, very carefully.
Yeah, Kurt is also super good at controlling your space, so while you're like maneuvering around Faust and trying to manipulate him, Kurt might just start spinning
Yep.
like right above you.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a pretty lenient position for him to spin too.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I-
very bottom of the screen is fine.
Yeah.
Well, like sometimes you'll be like kind of in a corner, and then he'll just be like, "Oh, you're kind of trapped." Well, you're gonna be very, very trapped.
Yeah.
And as you can see, items like food stay on screen basically forever, so that's why Murph can bring those on and break the boxes and then use them when he feels they're most needed. So far, Kurt is not spinning in terrible ways. I've watched this fight a few times where the setups are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Not sure how that barrel missed him.
Can the barrel knock him out of the spin attack?
Yeah. Anything you like throw that okay.
Huh.
Just fake throw then.
Yep.
That's fine.
The fake throw is probably the worst part about trying to play Vendetta for time or just a 1cc. As you've seen, it's really important to throw enemies when you want to set up control, and you whiff that, it gets real bad. There's the setup. There's
Yeah.
the setup.
Grabbing full health power-ups at like 3/4 health.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Faust has already summoned 3 enemies and he can no longer summon anymore.
Yeah.
So-
That last
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. There we go.
taunt that he does is actually attempting to do his machine gun thing, which he's no longer allowed to do because there's not a machine gun in the room.
That would be so mean.
If he could do that, I don't even know how you'd do this if he could do that.
You'd bring a spare life. Good.
Okay.
Bring your wallet.
3 fake throws on Kurt. Nice.
Nice.
Woo!
1 CC.
Yeah. Yep. That's time, by the way.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, just getting it 1 CC
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
plenty.
Yeah, losing the first life in the second stage and then doing
Yeah.
the rest deathless is
Yeah,
pretty
minute-
crazy.
That boss rush is slightly stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I first watched you going through that, like the very first time. I'm like, there's no way you're getting through this.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. It was a great time. I believe we have Simpsons Arcade up next.
Yes.
So, yeah, enjoy the rest of the marathon.
That's it.
We have $100 from the Dark Side 9. Have to get a donation in a while. While Team 4 Life Choice is on stage, I'm surprised that PJ hasn't managed to break the stream yet, given the phone incident with the Battle Block Theater. Anyway, best of luck on the runs. Runner's choice for the incentive. DF Beyond, first time watching, oh, $50. First time watching, first time donating, nothing like watching some amazing speed runs to make a lifelong gamer realize how outclassed he is. $100 from Eric B. Thank you once again for the amazing work and fantastic entertainment. Put this towards killing the animals. Thanks to all, well, $50 from Marone. Thanks to all who supports preventing cancer by playing in the stream or by donating, and to you make the stream possible. $50 from Raven Hunter, a great event for a great cause. Glad to donate, and best of luck to all the runners. $50 from Ash Kaiser. Hey guys, my first donation on the stream is always for the side-scrolling beat-em-up block. Always loved Vendetta when I was younger, and this will be fun, even if Twitch is eating my mobile data on the bus. Money to MURPHAGATOR's choice. Don't let Faust shoot you, and stick the bucket on someone's head. All right, so that was, again, Vendetta. Up next is Simpsons the Arcade Game. But before that, we're going to take a small commercial break, so stay with us. Just a reminder, there's still the incentive for the Super Metroid, 2 players, 1 controller, which is about 1,000 of 10,000. So if you really want to see that, get on it. Coming up shortly is the Simpsons arcade game. Also, AGDQ 2016 is a 24-hour non-stop live broadcast powered by Twitch. $20 from Ione. Greetings from Finland. You guys are doing some great fun stuff for an awesome cause. We totally need Super Metroid, 2 players, 1 controller. Here's my second donation, $20 this time. Kill the cancer, save the animals.